Presumptive Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump proclaimed himself the law and order candidate and said that in his administration, hostility against the practices of law enforcement will end. Speaking at a campaign rally in Virginia Beach, Virginia, Trump said the police are the bulwark between a civil society and a chaotic one.
1 week before the Republican National Convention, Donald Trump made a campaign stop here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Virginia Beach, Virginia is part of an area locally known as Hampton Roads. Hampton Roads is known as Military Town because of the numerous amount of military bases in the area, which is why Donald Trump made a stop here to discuss the veterans' affairs as well as the issues and scandals surrounding it. Along with Mr. Trump is New Jersey's Governor Chris Christie, who is in Donald Trump's list of possible vice president. Governor Christie was one of the first key Republican officials to endorse Donald Trump back in February. Congressman Jeff Miller, chairman of the House Committee on Veterans Affairs, was here as well. Christie believes that as president, Donald Trump will make America's security as top priority, not just outside U.S., but in light of what has happened recently, domestically. On the contrary, Christie said that Hillary will put her own personal interest first above safety and security of America, referring to her email scandal.
An FBI director who said that the repeated assurances that Mrs. Clinton has given us over the course of the last year regarding her email scandal, in fact, in every material way were false. That's not a person who will stand for the rule of law. That's a person who will stand for the rule of her. And that's not what we need in the White House.
In light of what happened in Dallas, Texas, where 5 police officers were shot and killed and 7 others wounded, Donald Trump opened his speech with appreciation with police and law enforcement officers. He called for the immediate end of increasing violence towards the police, and he called himself the law and order candidate.
The attack on our Dallas police is an attack on our country. It's time for our hostility against our police and against all members of law enforcement to end, and end immediately, right now. I am the law and order candidate.
Not mentioning the names of Alton Sterling and Philando Castile, who were both killed last week by police officers and led to multiple protests in the U.S., including the deadly protests in Dallas. Mr. Trump said the violence in Louisiana and Minnesota must be addressed so that Americans can feel safe again.
The tragic deaths in Louisiana and Minnesota make clear that the work must be done to ensure, and a lot of work, that Americans feel that their safety is protected. Have to do it. We have to get better. Better, sharper, smarter.
The presumptive Republican presidential candidate then shifted his attention to veterans affairs and the scandal surrounding it. He claimed that President Obama dropped the ball in helping the veterans, and Hillary failed to recognize the scandal in Veteran Affairs Health Administration. Donald Trump unveiled here in Virginia Beach his 10 steps to ensure that U.S. veterans receive quality and timely care. I was able to speak with Joshua Macias, who is chairman of Veterans for Trump Coalition, and this is what he had to say about Mr. Trump.
So the issues that Mr. Trump brought up here today are huge for us. We really are needing a huge reform. And we're losing 22 veterans a day to self-inflicted wounds. We have 6,000 a year that are committing suicide and that are dying when really we can help them. This is an epidemic. This is a major problem that we have in front of us.
This is Sarah Nacman with EBC, Washington, D.C. Bureau, and I'm 1 with 25.